Hello and welcome to Johnson Kings Park, and we bring you the Currie Cup Round 11 encounter between the Chelsea Sharks and the Toyota Cheetahs. It's been a chilly old time on the East Coast, and indeed I know it's been chilly in Gauteng, but the sun has come out for this game. The temperature is rising, and we're hoping for a real hot game. Of course, it's an important one for the Sharks, who missed out on playing on Wednesday, and that means that with the Bulls winning yesterday, there's now a 9-point gap, although the Sharks do, of course, have today's game in hand. Well, there we go. Blue skies haven't been seen around, certainly in the Midlands, for the last week or so, and it's good to see the temperature up around the 20 degrees mark, and just a little bit of a gusty breeze, and that will keep the kickers honest today. And very good to see that the general temperature has risen. Here we are on the east coast of South Africa, and let's bring you up to date with the two teams today. The Cheetahs, of course, fighting out that 44-all draw against the Lions on Wednesday, and so obviously a very different side from that team, with just a 4-day turnaround and just in fact 5 players who started on Wednesday in the starting 15, and coming off the bench to lead the side, Tiaan Meyer at scrum half. As for the Sharks, well, they didn't play on Wednesday due to a COVID outbreak, but this is the team that would have played on Wednesday. No COVID amongst that 23, and good to see them with a first game in the Currie Cup for Emile van Heerden, who many of you will remember his father Fritz, Springbok of the mid and early 90s, and a really good player. And Emile van Heerden has already got a fan club. Looks like a good one for the future. Well, we can see Moses Mabhida in the background, built, of course, for the 2010 FIFA World Cup. And I was there for a couple of games, and I know that the man alongside me, Gavani Bobo, certainly took in a lot of soccer during 2010. Where did you go?
Oh, it was amazing. I was up in Johannesburg, so I went to visit up the Soccer City, which was a great atmosphere. Watching that opening game, 90,000 people flocking into the stadium, and just the atmosphere and the excitement of what was about to happen, a historical occasion, a prestigious tournament being held by South Africa, and enjoyed a bit of the Lofters and Ellis Park, so I really did have my go.
So here come the Cheetahs, being led out onto the field by a former Shark, Tiaan Meyer, and it's his big game, as we heard. You were speaking to Harvey's Fourie, the coach, about every game for them now is like a quarter-final.
And they've got so many games coming up, and so the turnaround is quick, and so he needs the squad depth and the players to show a bit of energy and get them into a place where they can be contesting for a playoff position.
That is an amazing stat, isn't it, that they're playing 5 games in 13 days?
It is, and it takes so much toll off these players, and it's actually commendable to see how they've sort of kept themselves in good shape, and with so much going around with the pandemic, and these players have an opportunity to just make sure that they can overcome those obstacles and be adaptable enough to make sure that the results are better on the field.
Well, former Cheetah Henko Venter leading the side for the Sharks today. And he's got a very new-look team from the one that played against the Bulls last week. Stuart Berry is our referee. Yanga Sotshangane and Saneli Mdaluse are the assistants. And Egon Seconds hoping for a quiet afternoon in the TMO box.
Yeah, cool, thank you.
So another former Shark on the corner of your screen there, in Jacques Potgieter, of course a Springbok. And a real veteran of the game now. And it will be the Cheetahs playing from right to left on your screens in this first half, and we're about ready to go. Clayton Blomberkeys with his hands on the ball, the trademark locks. And as we start this game, I think that breeze is pretty much calmed down to almost nothing. Stuart Berry just checking with his assistants.
Called rain.
A final look at how many steps he's going to take this afternoon, and away we go. Good height on that kick, taken in by Marius Lowe for the Sharks. He's come back into the side after a few weeks rest. And new man at scrum half in Cameron Wright. Sharks have been blessed with a lot of scrum half depth, but of course Jaden Hendricks being called up to the Springboks. Well done to him for scoring on debut last night against the Argentinian Pumas. And a first carry for the Cheetahs.
Off the ground.
Well, good counter-up from the Sharks, and they will win the put into the scrum.
Right, rewarded there by the chase line. The Sharks gave themselves a chance and opportunity from the tackle, and Maurice Lowe, the former loose forward flanker, gets in the mix in that ruck and he turns over the ball. Clayton Blomwich didn't even have to get up. There was so much time, and Brendan Thompson taking into contact, releasing and really going for after that ball. He turned it over. He was allowed with all the rights onto the ball, and the Sharks taking that ball into contact.
So the first scrum. There was a late change to the Cheetahs scrum with Aluluto Chakweni coming off the bench, and he's replaced by Cameron Dawson at number 17. So Skulk Fanamerva unable to take part in this game.
Same mark. Black and white far side, just patience please. Thanks.
You might recognise the hooker, Vilma Arnoldi, who was such a fixture in Varsity Cup rugby for a couple of seasons at Pucka.
Crouch! Bind! Sit!
Very low. And now the front rows go up.
Balls
Well,
available.
the Cheetahs have done a good job of disrupting the Shark scrum there. Eventually back from right. Put a Chamberlain with his first touch. A raking kick, but very well fielded there by Malcolm Yar.
Stop everyone.
Blomakis. Chamberlain. Just looked a little bit uncertain of what the next move was there, but a Chamberlain. Hasn't, of course, had a lot of game time.
Good counteract.
Sharks coming forward through Marius Lowe, stepping past Dylan Richardson.
I can't carry on.
Crossing is the call. It looked suspicious,
Number
Scopes.
12
Yeah,
offside.
it did look suspicious. All of a sudden, it opened up for Maurice Lowe, and it was a bit of an obstruction from Dylan Richardson, who stood in a position where the defender will be at, and already going
Do you want to change it,
for
Captain?
the opportunity to take the point.
Okay.
Handcuff
Decision
Fanta.
changed, Captain. It's changed the decision. Where's Captain? No, listen to me. The kicker said the captain hadn't given instruction yet. The kicker spoke out of turn. That's why I'm giving you the opportunity to just let you know. Kicker told me captain hadn't made a decision. He came in immediately and said, I didn't choose. So he's going to change his decision. They want to go to touch. Thanks, guys.
Well, Handcuff Fanta taking the decisions and telling Buta, you do the kicking, I'll tell you where to.
Well, I use the cricket analogy, Bobes. When I've got the ball in my hand, I'm the captain.
Well,
that
maybe
one has
Buta Tamblin had something, he knew something about that. This is an opportunity. A ball goes to Maurice Lowe. You can see Dylan Richardson there with the strapping over his head, bringing a blocker on the way of the will-be defender, which was Renier Fallion.
So we'll restart with a scrum from where the kick was taken. So not an ideal start for the Sharks there.
Well, the conditions, the wind is swelling down there on the field side, so players, especially the kickers and the line-up throwing in hookers, have to be accurate.
Had a fair amount of rain overnight as well here. You won't see it on your screens yet, but it's quite soft out there.
Yeah, it's a bit soft and it's a bit of temperature.
Tap and go, and the kick ahead from Brandon Thompson. It's a difficult one. Yeah, he's been caught in no man's land there.
Hold.
Cameron Wright. Now the forwards will try and set a platform for an exit.
Stop.
From their own 22. Now Chamberlain does that. And that's a super kick.
Oh, brilliant kick. Really got purchase on that kick, taking it all the way closer to the halfway line. But they're still inside their own half, but cleared the danger.
I'm sure his mother still calls him Henry, by the way.
No number, sir.
It's all his standard, using the nicknames.
So here's an oldie putting the ball in for the Cheetahs. Up high goes Victor Sekaketi. That's a big hit from Tembalani Boli. He specialises in that sort of thing. Good field position for the Cheetahs here as they take it through the phases.
No knock.
Now the long miss-out pass. Blomake's trying to find some space for Malcolm Yar, who does brilliantly. Lovely little pass to Evadi Bosov. Bosov with the chicken wing. Tian Meyer
Slipped into it.
Gets the offload to Blomake's. Blomake's over the top. Is he over the line? That is a try. That is surely a try. Yes, it's been given. And I think it is Evadi Bosov who's got it. That is amazing.
Outstanding play from the Cheetahs. Clayton Blomich's man was made more meters on returning the ball from the kicks, and especially punishes you. That's just the way that he keeps the ball alive in contact here. Clayton Blomich's brings about 2 or 3 players onto him, and he offloads to Malcolm Yar, who does well to evade off. And that offload too just keeps the momentum going. And this was just keeping the ball alive. And Tian Meyer keeping it up, backing up his support play. Man with the most try assist in Currie Cup is Clayton Blomich's. And again now with the 7th one and this season, Cheetahs, a perfect start for them. And the energy that they wanted from all the replacements they've made, energy into their side.
Just lovely to see the way they kept the ball alive there with basketball skills. Now here's Thompson trying to make it into a 7-pointer. Is that going to draw around? Yes, it is. Good kick.
Just Brendan Thompson with the finishing touches back.
Just watch that lean.
That's the skill set from the Cheetahs and the attitude of keeping the ball alive and the players backing up and flooding through the hole. Tian Meyer not dying with the ball and not dying wandering, and Clayton Blomich is always keeping it alive, and a good support play from Evadi Bosov, and they scored the first try with 7 minutes gone.
Yes, well, Evadi Bosov, new name on me, 22-year-old, hails from Uppington, where, of course, the great Tian Strauss first saw the light of day. Dylan Richardson doing good defensive work there for the Sharks.
Use it.
Mayer with the box kick, and happy to find touch.
It's a good exit after scoring the try. Most important is exiting your 22 and taking the pressure away.
I'll always give them.
That's what the Cheetahs have done.
So that's your line.
I've been considering every time they've scored tries. They've considered 6 tries on last Wednesday night. And for them, it's all about making sure they can kick that ball out and not offer the Sharks an opportunity from counter-attack.
That's another amazing stat, isn't it? The Cheetahs are averaging 37 points a game, and they're conceding 35 on average.
Hard work.
That's a turnover ball, but referee decides that it'll be a put-in for the Cheetahs.
Well, the Cheetahs done well to compete on the line-out and turning over the ball, but decided to put it down the field. This is Chris Smith here, playing a short ball under pressure, trying to keep it alive with Evadi Bosov. But Yawo Pinkley with a good read, an offensive defense from him. Now turns over the ball, dislodged it, but still Cheetahs put in.
Crouch! Bind! Sit!
Good contest in the scrums. Mayer finding Thompson. Lots of space down there. That's a really good kick.
It's a brilliant kick from Brendan Thompson. Yawo Pinkley was pulled up because Malcolm Yar was standing onto the blind side wing for the Cheetahs, and that created the space between him and Anthony Folming, who's covering at fullback for the Sharks. Thompson exploited that opportunity, drives his team into the 22 of the Sharks.
interesting to see Yao Penke on the field. He was down amongst the reserves, and just before the game they've swapped.
Yeah, Marnus Potgieter pulled a hamstring injury just on their warm-up.
Oh no, I wasn't aware of that.
Replaced by Murray Costa on the bench.
Okay, good to have a home game in those circumstances. Good driving maul from the Sharks. You'll see
Through the middle.
Cameron Wright with a lovely dummy, and it all opens up in front of him. He's looking for a runner out wide, and he finds Abrams, and Abrams is quick. There's the riposte from the Sharks, and it comes in the 11th minute.
Wearing number 11 jersey is Takia Abrams, who gets another opportunity to cross over the whitewash for the Sharks. But it was brilliant, dynamic driving maul from the forward pack, setting up that line out on the defensive side of the field, and Cameron Wright taking the opportunity as the space opens up. Miscommunication and connection from the Cheetahs, and he unloads a long pass, a bounce pass to Takia Abrams. No need for an introduction to the try line. He finishes it off on the left wing, and it's a good response from the Sharks. They've started with a lot of energy, and the Cheetahs again conceding after thinking that they have retrieved themselves and got themselves into the Sharks' half. They concede another try. Seems the trend is staying. Score one and give one away.
Yeah, just 5 minutes separating the scores, and now put a Chamberlain to try and level. He looks after it just a little anxiously. Yeah, just faded past the right hand upright. So Cheetahs retain the lead. We've had 12.5 minutes.
Well, Sharks going from deep, and this is some good driving maul. Yeah, good decision making, keeping the ball in two hands, had the defense guessing. And here, just showing off as a scrum half. Long pass to the wing, and Takia Abrams, a great finisher. An exciting season he's having for the Sharks.
Yeah, he's a slip of a lad, isn't he? But he's got something, and it's called pace. Now here's Fenter, the captain of the Sharks.
Use it!
Cameron Wright. Oh, brilliantly taken by Penke. And the ball just going loose, so turnover, Potgieter to Thompson. Everybody's wondering why there was no a whistle there, but play is continuous. Advantage looks like it's being played for a knock-on. Thompson. In fact, the advantage was a penalty.
I know it's not intentional, but it's one hand, and it's just unlucky that it's gone forward. I'm yet to see someone catch a ball like that. No, you don't need to apologise. Sorry?
Stuart Berry.
Thank you.
Who writes your scripts, Chewie?
Thank you.
So Blommakeys deciding against the shot at goal, and that's a super kick.
That is. Taking as much as he could get out of there, giving themselves a 5 meter. And this was a read that happened after they carried the ball into contact.
Jumper only, okay? Jumper only.
They've cleared that, and it was Jeremy Ward who was shutting down the space. And he dislodged the ball, was deemed that. And he knocked the ball off. He had no chance to catch it.
Well taken there by Sekiketi.
One stop.
Sharks' defensive maul is strong at the moment. Now the second shove coming from the men in white. Thompson.
Off it.
Mayer waiting for the forwards to get into position for a drive. They've got within a couple of meters there. Big hit up coming from Potgieter. Now Blommakeys with the flat pass. Oh, very nearly sneaking in there, Conrad van Vuren. They did stop him. now Arnoldi. Inside centre is Chris Smith.
No, don't hold him in. Don't. You're not going to win that penalty.
Sharks are back in position in defence here, so it's very much one-on-one. That's a super hit, and that's turned possession over. Now, what can the Sharks do with it? Advantage being played for that knock-on, and that'll be advantage over.
Advantage over.
Told you.
Oh, Sharks so aggressive with their defense line, speed, dominating tackles, and that way giving themselves a chance to turn over the ball and relieve the pressure.
Injury.
They're hunting in packs. Cheetahs, because they're getting dominated on the defensive side of things, having to load lots of numbers and players into the breakdowns, giving them less opportunities to attack from.
Let's not try and place the ball into him to win a penalty. Okay, let's get your quick ball and rather play with it.
If he's lying that way,
And look at the strong tackle here.
we want the long place.
Arjiansa getting low and hard onto Arnoldi. Knocks the ball out, but he caught a bit of a stinger on his shoulder.
Yeah, it is Adriansa who's down. He's, of course, of an age where experience tells him stay down.
After defending for 5-6 phases, he knows how to do game management.
Right, he's had a minute, let's go.
And here's the Mark Andrews moment. You're too young to remember, but when Mark Andrews played every single game, there was a stoppage to put in a new contact lens.
He's had a minute.
I was lucky enough when I started watching rugby.
Incidentally, I know Mark is going through tough times, and I'm thinking of you, big lad. Arnoldi finding Sekiseti, and off the top to Chris Smith. Not rolling away, has gone against Tembelani Bwoli.
Captain's chosen poles.
Responsibility for the defending player to make a concerted effort, get himself out of that compromising position. He makes the tackle here, Tembelani Bwoli, with Richardson clearing that, which was not his fault. It was Morris Lowe.
Well, they turned down the chance to kick a goal from the same spot just now. Now, Brandon Thompson lining it up. Back in the Cheetahs squad from the Glasgow Warriors. He certainly got the distance, and it's straight as well. That's a super kick.
Brilliant kick from Brandon Thompson. Extends the lead for the Cheetahs. They've scored one try, converted one, and a penalty now, taking the tally to 10.
Well, as Gabani was saying, they're always at their most vulnerable after they've just scored, so we'll see what the Sharks manage here. Chamberlain with the restart. Oh, it's gone straight out.
Well, the train stops. Mistake from Buddha Chamberlain, who's been given a chance and opportunity to start to fly for the Sharks with Lionel Crinier, who's really bolstered their stocks on fly position for the Sharks. Brought a lot of experience and excitement down to Durban after a few opportunities down in Japan. A well-travelled man, Lionel Crinier.
Yes, indeed. I was looking at his stats the other day. I think he's got about a dozen teams in first-class rugby that he's played for.
His ball must be looking amazingly colourful.
Crouch! Bind!
So this is one of the best spots on the field to attack from, the middle of the middle.
Stay 9, don't drift.
Thompson. Oh, lovely show of the ball from the fly half. He makes those 10 metres, and the Sharks battling to get back into a defensive alignment. They've done so now. Blomake's in the fly half channel. He spends quite a lot of time there. Arnoldi. And another penalty.
Got to be faster. Tackle affecting the clean out. Guy's got to come in at an angle.
Well, they got good defensive line integrity, the Sharks. It's just now,
that's been the
it's
standard
about
for a
the
few
tackle
games.
is only
If you choose to
finished
put yourself
once you
there
get
and
off the
affect the clean
ground.
out,
It's
you take
not
the risk
lying
again.
there after you make the tackle.
And I think what's
This is
important,
when you
you'll
have
get
to
given
make
the
that
same-
effort from Kieran van Veeren. Just get away from that position, and Quesimona doesn't do themselves any favor by falling over, and it gives a chance and opportunity to Brendan Thompson. We've seen him slot one from here just 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, well, we certainly know he's got the distance. He's 26, went to Ermelo. Played his Craven week for the Pumas. Just 3 steps and bang. It's gone left.
22.
Yeah, miss from him. A rare one for the night. It's his first missed kick. Conversion in a penalty.
Let's get everyone on, please.
Chamberlain with a bit of a voorvoederskop. And the return from Blommekies. Okay, quick offload to Fulmink. Here's Takir Abrams with that trademark double jink. Chamberlain again, good hands to Quesimona this time. Oh, that's a great steal from Sekiseti. Was that a knock on, or did he get it directly onto the boot? I think so. Now Fulmink trying to come back the other way. Whoops. Oh dear.
Off his head. Off his head.
Off his head, so it's not a knock on. Flat ball to Henko Fenter.
Last feet. In.
Right, good height on that kick. Abrams made the challenge, but good ball for the Cheetahs.
Tackle!
Good tackle there from Tembelani
I know it's
Boli,
timing. Tackle was called. Got a release.
but he did
Stop
not
in the tackle.
release.
You know, players been protecting themselves, like getting the knees onto the ground, and Tlali Mosi
Paul's chosen.
having the first start now for the Cheetahs who came off the bench. Brendan Thompson making the tackle. Was Tembelani Boli, his knee touches the ground, it's deemed a tackle. And that's when you have to release and still carries on playing, ripping the ball out. Cynical. Anyway, just open your ears and listen to the referee's instructions.
Sometimes easier said than done in the heat of battle.
Exactly.
So Brendan Thompson, he's just missed one from almost exactly this spot. And that one is drilled straight through the middle. Lovely kick. So we've had 23 minutes. The Cheetahs leading 13-5. 1 try apiece. Sharks, I mentioned, very different side from the one that beat the Bulls here last Friday night. But it is the team that would have played against the Pumas in midweek had that game not been called off. Chamberlain's kick wall, and now that might look very poor, but it was straight out of the sun.
Six white. Penalty advantage, 6 white offside.
Back it comes to Chamberlain, and this is Tembelani Bwoli.
Second advantage, rolling.
Okay, so it's a penalty advantage.
Tackle!
So penalty in front of the posts for the Sharks.
6 white.
Okay, Sharks, this is us now. Let's go.
Number 6 white offside. And then I think it's second one was you rolling.
So Chamberlain is going to kick for the corner.
Hank Fenter persistent with his decision making. The first one he missed the touch, and this one is making sure and it's direct, very direct and deliberate.
Here's Clayton Blomberkeys. You've been in this position. It's a 1:30 kickoff, so the Sun's in an unusual spot.
Right in there. You can see he cannot make up his mind. Has had to give a big call and get up off the ground to protect himself. That's the best way to deal with those.
Van Vuren finding Venter. And this is an area of the game where the Sharks score a lot of tries. Held in the back by Van Vuren. Advantage for collapsing the maul. Van Vuren is over the line. Can he get it down? Yes, he can.
Oh, the Sharks get the second try. Proficiency from the driving more comfortable. At the back of that was Kieran Van Vuren. And they've shown their strength from driving within their own 22 to set up that try that they scored first with Takia Abrams. Full stretch and out, not even a contest from the Cheetahs. And on the ground, they were compact and they were strong, and momentum from the front. Leroux Roots fighting hard and had the traction of the ground. And the Sharks convert the opportunity they held, and kicking for the post was not the option they went for, but for the touch line, and they reward the forward. And the team with a 5-pointer going to Kieran Van Vuren, the hooker.
Well, you saw that stat come up that it's his 6th in Carling Currie Cup rugby. It's his 4th of the season, and I think that nearly all 4 of them have come from exactly the same move. Chamberlain's kick is good, and the Sharks are within a point.
The Sharks, once they got the set of this driving maul, it's a matter of time getting over the try line, and the players and the forward stayed patient, working themselves forward
The guy immediately next
to the direction they wanted, and Kieran Van Vuren at the back there secures the try.
Well, that one's straight into touch. We saw one from the Sharks. Now we've seen one from Blomberkeys for the Toyota Cheetahs.
Opportunity here for the Sharks to strike back again. The Cheetahs had to kick the ball deep into the half of the Sharks and put the pressure back on them. Now they're under pressure after conceding with that try. It's a set-piece player. You practice that. Fortunate for Clayton Blomberkeys, but the Sharks are looking at this thinking they've got either side to attack
Crouch
or probe.
Bind. Sit. Hold you.
Noticeable how low both sides are scrumming. Chamberlain with the little chip. Yeah, that's perfectly placed. Pressure being placed on the Toyota Cheetahs.
Bentley.
Right in front of their own posts, and there was a knock on. So now the Sharks will have to put in to a really good scrum.
That's a great game management from Butter Chamberlain. Spots a space behind, and the ball stays in field. Look at this read now from Yao Bentley. Good chase line, makes the kick, and the pressure of counteracting from the Sharks. And decently knocks it on. Opportunity now, 5 meters out.
Okay.
Well, the Cheetahs concede
Just
again.
message on the other side, knees off the ground from the start, please.
Still noticeable that it's the Sharks who are having to work harder.
All the possession with the Cheetahs and the territory. But now, this is a favorable position for the Shark. 5 meter out, blind side to work with.
Crouch.
Yeah, they've split the back line. Marius Lowe has joined Yao Penke on the right-hand side. Chamberlain lined up directly behind. Venter with the pickup. Oh, they left him. Oh dear, the defensive coach will not be a happy man.
A very soft moment.
Check if there's any hold back at that scrum for me, okay?
And conceded the kickoff. 2 minutes later, they see themselves conceding possession inside the 22, 5 meters out. A scrum that was solid from the Sharks. And a form of Mona, Van Vieren and Argianse deeping and squatting low, getting the second shove, looking up, and players just drifting away from him. A dominant scrum gives a free run-in for Hanko Venter, the captain for this afternoon. A third one for the Sharks.
It was almost as if the Cheetahs in defence were looking at the options behind the scrum for the Sharks, and they forgot to tackle the man with the ball.
Very tentative. Someone had to make a decision early, and then you adjust to that. No one made a decision. The only one who did was a ball carrier.
So Sharks in front for the first time in the game as we hit the half-hour mark. Chamberlain's conversion is good.
It's 19 points to 13. I mentioned in the top of the start of this, Cheetahs concede points, 35 points per game. And this is the part of why defensively they have to make the right decisions.
Cool. Thanks, Andres.
They left the ball carrier, which is the threat, and not the space behind.
I think Hanko Venter was as shocked as anyone.
Exactly.
Here he is on the ball again, running it back towards the 22.
Taken back. Taken back. Use it.
Right with the box kick. Taken by Bloemekies, tackled by Penke. Beautiful work from him in defence. And now rather isolated was Craig Barry. Now Arnoldi. That looked as if it might have gone forward. Referee Barry is happy. It's turnover ball anyway. Now Venter sending it to Fulmink, who's just thrown it away to the retreating Cheetah player with a two-man overlap outside. Arnoldi very happy with that direct play. Bloemekies delaying the pass and eventually giving to Mosey.
Ball was out.
Yeah, he was onside, says the referee.
Charge down. Charge
Turnover
down.
ball again for the Cheetahs. Chamberlain does well.
Knock on white.
Brave play from Buddha Chamberlain. Mosey desperate to get that ball back. A bit scrappy. Knock-ons on either side. No momentum gained. As Chamberlain went down low. Mosey, the first attempt, he knocks the ball on. And that's why we go into a reset of a scrum.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Mishlali Mosey.
Check if you to that.
He hails from Uitenhage, where they grow up hard.
No, it's a tough place. Not easy for him. He's made a professional rugby career playing Varsity Cup for Tip Blues. It's another successful story of how players have used that opportunity of playing Varsity Cup, get themselves into a franchise. And the Cheetahs saw his talent and rewarded him with the place and an opportunity.
Yeah, lovely to see.
Crouch. Bind. So his second one.
So
You going early? No.
referee says it was an early shove from Lawrence Adriansa.
I've never seen a ref change in his mind. Trying to argue a point.
Yeah, just it's not in their vocabulary, is it? Oh, well, fair enough. That's a fair cop. Yeah, I'll change my mind.
Good argument, good argument.
Yeah, well sustained.
Lawrence.
So the line out just inside the Sharks 22. We've got 6 and a bit minutes left to half time.
Open.
Off the top from Sekiketi. Smith gets it across the gain line. Thompson realised that there was no option to go wide there. Now it's taken up by Pochita. Smith with the lob ball over the top to Malcolm Yar, and he's in touch.
Just one.
No, high tackle.
Yeah. But he's a bunch of energy, Yellow Pinkley on defense, really coming up and shutting down all the space, especially when you're playing against the stepper, not giving him too much time.
So decision to be made by the Cheetahs. They're talking about it.
Just take a step there for me, Chips.
Victor Skekete, the lock. There's the marshalling those lineouts. He's one of those players. He's a junior for the Lions and has really made it via the Griquas into the Cheetahs setup.
And there he is, grabbing the ball. Now, can they marshal the driving maul?
It's not out.
Again, good defence from the Sharks. A lot of teams have come and played the Sharks this year and haven't got too much out of those driving mauls. And there's another opportunity gone.
Got you.
The hacker head from the knock-on was by Dylan Richardson. And now the Cheetahs trying to run it back. Taken on by Tian Mayer. And there's another knock-on.
It's an aggressive line, defensive line from the Sharks, and the tackles are made to count. Somehow they seem to be driving the Cheetahs back and having to make them work hard for every opportunity to get over the gain line. And look at this. Just everyone staying in the moment, trying to get their hands onto the ball, affect the defensive position. And they're working hard without the ball and with the ball in hand. Cheetahs had an opportunity inside the 22, driven back now, all the way close to the 10-meter line.
Bind! Sit! Hold.
Front row standing up, but the ball was already available. Oh dear. Knocked forward by Morris Lowe.
Pressure from the Cheetahs, and it started from their scrum, their forward pack. Really earned that. And that gave a chance for Tian Mayer to put the pressure. Morris Lowe takes his eyes off the ball here, trying to look and assess the situation before he could catch it. And as the Cheetahs moving forward, as they pack, showing a bit of fight and a bite. Just 3 minutes to go.
Well, if the Cheetahs could manage to put a try on the board here and convert it, they would go into half-time ahead. And probably on the balance of play, they deserve it.
Well, they do. They're 52% of possession and territorial advantage. Just the scoreboard has been favouring the Sharks, who defended well, and their transitional play has counted into tries. 3 of them to 1.
Good solid scrum. Held in the back by Morsey. Yeah, they've got the penalty. Now they're going to try and get a try. With a stepping from Morsey, and still he goes. That's a brilliant run from the 8th man. Now it goes wide from Mayer. Lovely step from Bossoff. He got within a metre. Now Sekikete. Another advantage at the breakdown. Thompson, quick hands, and on the right wing. That's a beautiful try for Craig Barry. It might have to go upstairs.
You had the advantage.
Cheetahs, they do score tries. It's a good decision making. Brendan Thompson taking it to the blind side. Look at his quick hands from the experience. Jacques Pochita leading with the ball into the corner flag. Great work from Craig Barry. Great finish. Staying alive to the opportunity. Brendan Thompson attacking the blind side of the Sharks. With all the defenders lined up to the open side. Barry keeping his width. Decision made of skill set and a try assist from Jacques Portrita. Just trail by one now, the Cheetahs. Biggest problem, scoring only 2 tries and conceding 3.
But this is for the lead. It's the toughest kick that Thompson has had. I think he likes it. No, I'm wrong. It's gone left.
Well, Mussy made a surge with the ball in hand, and then after that, Tian Meyer and Brendan Thompson, communication was good for the blind side, and Jacques Portrita drawing and passing. Well, the great finish from Craig Berry on the wing.
Played some games for the Stormers a few years ago. Went to Polrus.
No,
and as you mentioned, great hands there from Jacques Portrita. 35 years old now, but still playing good rugby. There goes the hooter. Decision to be made, and that is the decision from Clayton Blommakeys. Well done.
First of all, he shielded his eyes for a change, which is a good thing that worked out for him. You live and you learn.
So there we go, half time in this Carling Currie Cup encounter between the South Sea Sharks and the Toyota Cheetahs. 3 tries to 2 in favour of the Sharks, and it is they who lead 19-18 at the break. Welcome back to Johnson Kings Park, where the Sharks lead the Cheetahs by 19 points to 18. And it's been an error-ridden first half, but 3 tries to 2, and there's been lots to talk about. Oh, there's the great Tendai Umtawarira in conversation. Peterhouse boy, started at Churchill, where Ray Mort went to school.
You know, if you're wondering why, is fidelity part of the sponsorship, as you can see on the billboards.
He very nearly had to come out of retirement earlier this season when there was a scrum crisis, but he managed to avoid that.
Man has moved on to the corporate life and is really climbing up the ladders. Beautiful character, though. Inspired lots.
Yes, he does a lot for charity. He's set up a couple of foundations. And we are waiting now for the Cheetahs to take the field. The other thing to say about the Beast, I suppose, is he's a one-province player, which is very rare in this day and age.
Well, you're talking to one man who's travelled a bit. I understand exactly, and it's unbelievable to have stayed and knowing Beast from when he was at the academy, cycling to training, feeding and eating as much as he could so that he can become a loose head. And going on to demolish Phil Vickering in that British-Irish Lions first test here at Johnson Kings Park, and really planting his roots here in Durban and finding a way for players like Ntutu Kumkunu to be inspired to be a loose head too.
3 black was off, thanks, cool.
So, new player on the field for the Sharks is not new to the franchise, of course. Vian Herbst is 33 years old now, but back for the Sharks after a 7-year gap. He's been overseas playing for Ulster in the main, 80 games for them, and good to see him back.
Assisted 2 caps and an appearance in Currie Cup and just 1 try. Shows you what he's there for, scrumming.
Klerksdorp boy originally, and here we go. Second half underway. Chamberlain getting good height on the kick, and just about managing to hang on there near Fillion. There was a bit of discussion about who was going to get that ball. Eventually it went to Aluto Chakweni.
No, don't pull him in, don't pull him in. I've just told you twice, don't pull him in.
A soft penalty given away by the Sharks.
That's big LaRue roots.
Something that has kept the Cheetahs in the game. Whilst they concede tries, but it's the discipline from the Sharks. Now they're giving away their 7th penalty with just only 2 to the Cheetahs. And he was warned here by Stuart Berry not to pull in the players, and you can see there Conrad van Vuuren not taking kindly to it. Made too much backwards.
Off the top, Thompson releasing the flying Andy Nsila.
Tackle now.
Blomakis with the show and then the flat pass, gets it back. Driven up by Viljoen.
Use it.
Tian May, that's one to chase. Fulmink. Now to Keir Abrams. He spots a gap very quickly and he's got the pace to get there. Here's Dylan Richardson. Good drive, good leg drive. LaRue Roots.
Yeah, it's a late tackle only.
It's a late tackle penalty advantage being played, and they will have that now thanks to the knock-on by Quasimodo.
Stu?
Go when you're ready.
Stu, we got a check, yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Against White 7.
Time off.
Well, Jacques Pocket is under the microscope here.
Egon,
Yes, Stu?
just confirm, is it the potential foul play of the late tackle?
Yes, correct.
Right, let's stick it up there.
I'll get it up there.
Thank you.
Well, we know that the referee saw
Just
it
checking
because he
foul
talked
play.
about it. Question
We got
is
the penalty
whether
for the
it's
late tackle.
dangerous.
Yeah,
So
it's all
here's
about
the action by
essentially.
7.
Oh, it's a shoulder to the head. Some
Yeah.
plays that
7
is
White.
Right,
deemed
so 7 white.
reckless.
So first of all, let's just see that replay again.
And it was a low arm, which meant that the wrap was not there.
Yeah, this could be a yellow card.
And if not, it could go
Yeah,
to the red.
Okay, so we confirm
Because
first of all,
that's a
Egon, we've got
straight
foul
onto the
play.
head.
We
all
do
agree
have
with
foul
that?
play. We do have foul play, yes.
Okay, if we've got foul play, then let's just talk through the facts. There's direct contact to the head,
Correct.
and it's a leading shoulder. So there's no attempt to wrap the arms at any stage.
That's correct.
Let's just chat through the force and degree of danger. What are you seeing on that, Eags?
I'll show it to you again.
Thank you.
TMO is
I'll
Egon
talk
seconds.
as the video plays as well, Stu.
Thank you.
I mean, you can hear that.
So we confirm this foul play.
Yep.
I
foul
think
play.
leading
they're
shoulder,
making
no
the
attempt to
decision
wrap.
whether this is a yellow or a
There's
red.
no mitigating factors because the player gets tackled already. He doesn't dip or anything.
Great. There's no dip in height from the tackler.
No.
There's no dip in height from the ball carrier.
Correct.
Direct contact to the head. We're left with no option but maximum red card.
Maximum.
Okay.
It's one of those things. Technique compromise from Jacques Potgieter. He had to drop down on his hips.
On the 10
And the
meter.
fact that there was no wrap on the leading shoulder to the
Direct
head
to the head.
gave the officials nothing to work with.
Yeah, and I think for once he's been caught bang to rights. He's obviously very distressed. And he knows that his team is now going to have to play half of the game with 14 men. So here's Chamberlain at the back for the Sharks. Throws it out to Takir Abrams. He's obviously been watching Cheslin Colby. Taken up then by Timbalani Bwoli. Chamberlain. Lovely straight running there from Marius Lowe. They've got a man on the inside. It's Cameron Wright. And he'll go over for the bonus point score for the Sharks.
Bonus point try for the Sharks with just 3 minutes in the second half after a red card was shown to Jacques Potgieter. A counter-attacking play for the Sharks and the numerical advantage. Ball done well to be played into the hole, and support play from Jeremy Ward was brilliant. Coming up on the fat man short side run was Cameron Wright. It's a beautiful supporting line for a scrum half, running in front of your back line. In that way you cut out and you give an opportunity to the inside support. And the Sharks get their bonus point, 24 points to 18. You thought that the Cheetahs will struggle with 15, and now with 14. Really here. under pressure, and the Sharks want to get themselves a bonus point. It's a good wrap here. Morris Lowe straight in the line, and Jeremy Ward staying alive into it as a support player outside centre. Cameron right on the inside. It's been a good play for the halfback.
Peter Chamberlain adding the 2. And onto the field for the Cheetahs comes Louis van der Westhuizen to replace Wilmar Arnoldi. And Henkes van Wyk is on for Conrad van Vuren. Here's Henko Venter.
Ball was taken back. Use it.
LaRue Roots rumbles up to the 22.
Use it, 9. Stop here, stop. Right.
Blommake's looking for this and takes it beautifully. Couldn't quite find his man, but it hasn't gone forward. Thompson brought down about 30 metres out. Sekiketi.
Knock on.
Blommake's.
Knock on in the tackle.
So knock on by the tackler means that it'll be a Cheetahs scrum.
Well, the Sharks again upping up that NT on defense, and Dylan Richard coming up and to shut down the trail runner from the pod. And it's just because they got such good line integrity on the defense, it's easier for them to make decisions of shutting in.
Patience on the set.
And the Cheetahs
control your set on my call. Thanks.
With 14 men.
Just looking to see whether the Cheetahs are finding someone to play on the flank.
That's Clayton Blommake's is standing on the loose forwards.
Yeah, it is.
Crouch!
And stay position.
Bind!
I think he's the biggest threat. They need him out there.
The Sharks smelling blood in the water. Well, the penalty.
That's fine, you got it.
Would have come, but the Cheetahs managed to play the ball. That's turnover ball, but so they'll come back for the penalty at the scrum.
So Elishav, lucky for the Cheetahs.
Gone early before the balls come in.
Breakdown work from the Sharks and contesting every single ruck there, every facet of play as a competition from the Sharks. Their counter-rucking has been excellent. They've turned over the ball at will.
He's got a time at
The Cheetahs knowing that I've got a man on the sin bin.
much before the balls come in, okay?
I have to take as much points as possible.
Just an unfair contest.
The penalty is already awarded here, but that's the threat that they show and possess on that breakdown. Numbers and blowing past the ball. A few counter-rucking opportunities that they have exploited in this game.
So Brandon Thompson lining up the kick, and of course what the Cheetahs, a man down, will try and do is slow down proceedings, and when they get a chance to kick a goal. That's a good looking strike, and it's
swelling. It's swelling. And Thompson responds. The Sharks' ill discipline continues. Boys, that's a second penalty they've given away, so that means 8 because they gave 6 in the first half. So the penalties are 8-3.
So you'll see from your screen that the sun has gone behind the clouds. But there's still a very tricky wind blowing. Restart from Chamberlain. And Tian Meyer finds a good touch.
Yeah, no fuss there. Better handling of ball being kicked back at them. Opportunity to give it to the captain to just clear the lines, and early decisions were made.
White, there's your mark. I'll always give that your mark, okay?
There's lots of conference meetings here.
Always a defensive one, okay?
Thought it was only on Zoom.
You a Zoom man or a Teams man?
Whatever, as long as we get to talk money.
You heard it here first. Over the top it goes, and it's grabbed by Louis van der Westhuizen for the Cheetahs.
Off the foot, no knock from 12.
And then good play from Smith. Good drive this from the Cheetahs. Warsoff. Turnover ball for the Sharks. And they win the penalty.
Too late. Ruck's formed already.
Taken quickly.
Got the advantage for not 10.
So you heard that, not 10. Is LaRue Roots? Well, referee says not enough advantage, let's go back.
Not 10 on the quick tap.
Sharks using other stats on the Currie Cup that the Cheetahs concede about 37 points a game. The only thing you have to make sure is that you don't let them get that much. They will concede 35, so you take that, and now with the man in the sin bin and putting extra pressure in those breakdowns where they can turn over the ball, and they know from transitional play, they showed in that first half, scoring those 3 tries against the run of play. This is a chance and opportunity for them.
Particularly from this area of play. Taken by Fenter, and here comes the drive. Well, they scored one from about 15 metres in the first half. And once they get the train rolling, it's very difficult to stop. Seeing players flying all over the place, but there's still a pod of forwards in there controlling the ball for the Sharks. Now it comes out from right. Chamberlain looking for the corner. Takir Abrams. Oh,
So unkind.
Not 22.
I don't think he quite realised how much time and space he had there.
Hold.
Back it comes to Dylan Richardson.
Shift back. Penalty advantage, all offside.
Chamberlain looking for touch this time. And that's a super kick, but referee says not enough advantage, so offside penalty on the halfway.
Dylan Richardson, he does so well for the Sharks by carrying strongly, and the tackle fight sets up those offside lines, and it buys the team time to get their numbers behind the ball. After they were scrambling from a quick 22 dropout from the Cheetahs, Chris Smith, the man who put that one out. No advantage. Playing to the penalty was Buddha Chamberlain.
Yep, takes it to the 22.
Time of 14 white.
Let's go back to that cross kick, Bobs.
Now the cross kick, you mentioned that it sort of held up in the air, and Takir Abrams thought that it was overcooked. But if he actually just kept his eye onto the ball and anticipated and stayed in that moment, he could have finished a classic try. It's a great innovation from Buta.
Now, interesting to see that Junior Pokamela has come on for the Cheetahs in place of Craig Barry, so that's a forward for a back.
Sacrifice for the red card and rather bollocked up front. Lose a number in the backs.
Don't touch him.
Another destructive drive. Now this time it's forward.
He threw an Eiffel Tower.
So they'll have another go because of the penalty.
Looking to the opportunity on the blind side. Just the man cutting in between the ball carrier and the will-be catcher. Forced Cameron Wright's decision to try and lob it over. Accuracy was found wanting from him.
I haven't seen.
Well, that inevitable moment now with the ball going into touch. The Cheetahs know what's coming. Can they stop it?
And that's what they put Junior Pokamela. They got 8 versus 8 up front, but at 6 versus 7 on the backs.
And they've won it against the throw. How about that? Louis Finavesteisen at the bottom of that pile of bodies.
No, it's had no effect.
Brandon Thompson finding touch. So it's a respite, but a brief one.
Well, that was a brave decision from the Cheetahs to compete on that ball. I saw that they're losing their ball on the ground, so you might as well attack it at source before it can hit the ground. And Victor Skekete getting in front of the jumper. But still under siege.
4-1.
Two more replacements coming on. Number 17 is Cameron Dawson. Number 19 is Rainier Bernardo. So leaving the field, Rainier Fillion, number 4. And the Lucet prop Alaluto
Can we make a decision?
Chakweni.
Okay, in you go. You scum off. Right, hang on. You happy? Right, thank you. Time on.
Just the one change from the Sharks in this second half so far, and that's at tight head.
It was tapped.
Here's Richardson. Right finding routes.
I can't hear anything. Someone talking? Yes.
Fenter gets hit hard. Richardson carries again. He's becoming more and more prominent in this second half. And there's another penalty advantage against the Cheetahs. Quasimona couldn't hang on.
Sorry, it's a very late call. I haven't heard it. It's a knock-on in the line-out, okay? Otherwise, I would have called it back earlier.
Yeah, it's a knock-on from Victor Skekete, who got up front but could not grab the ball in the full and knocked him onto the side of the Sharks. The Sharks are playing an advantage where they had their rambling forwards coming around the corner. And the power from Lewy Roots already showing the signs, with Hanko Fenter taking the ball a bit wider in the channel. But with no advantage when Quasimona knocked it on, we're back to the first infringement, which was the knock-on from the lineup from the Cheetahs. Scrum for the Sharks in their attacking position.
If you're joining us late, that red 7 below the Cheetahs is a red card for Jacques Polchita, coming in the 43rd minute.
No. Well, we are both too far. Okay, so I just want both hookers to come closer. We've had a really good scrum picture so far, so let's just bring that a little bit closer.
We've got 25 minutes left in the game. And the longer the game goes on, the more that lack of an extra man is going to affect the Cheetahs.
And at the moment, they've done well to stay themselves in the hunt. Their penalty and the Sharks' ill discipline.
They actually haven't conceded since that try on the back of Polchita being sent off.
You can't do it, dummy. Whoa. Hold on.
Something's going on off the ball here.
I appreciate that. Don't take the launchy hands. You just need to take a breath, okay? Number 9, dummying the other way.
So Cameron Wright has been pinged for something that previous generations took for granted that you were allowed to do.
And the Sharks clear their lines. Cameron, if he's on a break, he has to take the ball.
It's your mark.
And not allowed. Stuart Berry staying on top of the game.
When I was growing up, Gareth Edwards used to get at least 3 penalties a test match for dummying from the base. Low to Richardson. That's another great straight piece of hard running. Turnover ball.
For the knock.
And it was knocked on by Hanko Fenter. So Cheetahs seeing if they can build a better position. Bernardo hit back in the tackle. Here's Smith.
Tackle!
Tackled by Richardson.
Tackle!
Good pick up there from Bernardo. Now the flat ball is from Reinhard Fortain. Knock on. Sharks scrum.
And the Sharks line. They turn over the ball on their halfway line because they're so connected on their defense. pressure was on Ivadi, and the pass was unfortunate. It's a bit dipping onto him as he was coming into contact. Had to either protect himself or take the ball.
And 8 going the other way.
Yes, he chose for the left. Protected himself.
I'm a little bit worried the two of you are leaning quite a bit. So, yeah. Sub.
Well, the Cheetahs,
9 and 10 black.
with the red card, and they've really stuck to a much more desperate defensive sort of approach. They've turned over ball in contact. They've put the pressure back onto the Sharks. The Sharks haven't really exploited those numbers. And Grant Williams coming off from Cameron Wright, and this talisman, Lionel Currie.
Thanks.
He can pull rabbits out of his hat.
Yep, so a change for both halfbacks for the Sharks. You could actually see Cameron Wright coming off with a great picture of regret on his face. He was loving it out there.
He was, and he looked so in control, and you can see that game time is something that these players are desperately in need of.
Now, first touch of the ball for Grant Williams, and he slips.
Tackler roll.
But
first offense,
tackler not rolling away.
Always tackler.
So another penalty, and the penalty count is really rising.
Starting to do now. It's turning around. From the first half, it was the Sharks who gave away penalties, especially on a breakdown. It was for the same reason, and it's been consistency from Stuart Berry. He wants to see a quick ball. Slipping on the tackle, yeah, and making that tackle was Junior Pokomela. Now he has to make that concerted effort of getting away. It's easy to say, hard to do when you're getting locked in by a big man on top of you.
Kieran van Vuuren finding his captain, Henko Venter.
It's your own man down.
Okay, so van Vuuren having to loosen it up because they couldn't go forward. That's a lovely little stab through from Fulmink. Takir Abrams nearly got there.
Anthony Fulmink opting to go for a grabber kick and put the pressure back.
We'll check that now.
Clayton Blumishes does well. Got a flyer that he had to turn around, and he's running, going forward. Him turning around, had to protect the ball and just make sure he shields it away.
Just take a step, please.
It's Sharks territory. It's Sharks deep into the half of the Cheetahs.
Hold.
Now, will they call the double bluff here and play it off the top? No, they won't. They will set the line out drive. Van Vuuren has it at the back. Grant Williams is with him, telling him where to go.
They're
over the line, and the try is scored. That's the second try for Kieran van Vuuren.
Watch your angle. Okay.
Going into their trusted play of the day as they're driving more, and it's profited with 2 tries for Kieran van Vuuren, and great opportunity to take the ball at the back. Timberlani Bully does well, and then it's the forward pack, the men who are supporting from the front, the big muscles. They work themselves up and overpowering the Cheetahs, who disintegrated in front of them. And a try for Kieran van Vuuren, second one for the afternoon.
Coming on the hour. It's now a 10-point gap, and Lionel Cronier's first attempt to kick at goal. Yeah, he likes it.
Cronier with the 2 points, but look at that back of the line out. Not much muscle at the back there because it's the loose forwards who's defending, but it's the forward pack of the Sharks that comes there with the lower numbers. And then number 4 in Roots' form, man. At the end, it's the hooker, Kieran van Vuuren, power through at the back of the line out, opportunity, and a well-taken one and a converted possession.
And of course, his 5th try of the Curling Currie Cup season, so he's enjoying himself. Now coming onto the field is Lapis Labuskakny for the Sharks. 23-year-old, went to Maritzburg College.
Use it.
I thought he was the captain of Japan.
Stay. Yes, on.
Yeah, Yeah, his real name, of course, is Jandre, but Ed tells me that even his mother calls him Lappies.
Well, he gets his first chance for the Sharks. Good moment for him.
Yeah, there he is, number 19, and that is debut in the Carling Currie Cup for young Jandre Lappies Leverskakny. Oh dear, he's picked him up and planted him, so there might be a problem. I have to tell you that Reinhard Fortuyn is getting up very gingerly.
Penalty only.
Yeah, Lappies introducing himself.
On the horizontal.
Happy to be out there on the field.
Yeah, he's landed fine now.
He was not just happy to be there, he wanted to impose his will. Maybe a bit of youth exuberance, yeah?
Well, interestingly enough, referee saw this and said straight away, penalty only.
It's lucky because the player landed safely. It was not anything compromising around the neck or shoulders.
I'm in line.
Just straight on his back. Maybe he saw that he was a replacement. He was so keen to get involved. Gave him the benefit of doubt.
The Cheetahs have built themselves a good platform with that penalty. 5 metres out. Louis van der Westhuizen to feed a shortened line out. Taken by Skaketi. That's a good little offload as well to Mozi. Skaketi has a go himself, got very close. Oh, that's over. That's a try. Henkes van Veek.
It was down and then back. I've got it down and then back, guys.
It's good there as Cameron Dawson has come on.
No, we didn't have a dispute.
Yeah, you're right. It was Cameron Dawson.
And as the Cheetahs, who reply after conceding a try with 14 men on the field, the red card has gone to Jacques Porchita in the 43rd minute. 20 minutes later, they score a try, and it's a forward pack with the great trick play and the line out. Skaketi had a go. And then Cameron Dawson, good body positioning and leg drive from him. And they stay close, the Cheetahs. And they're here to fight.
Cool, thank you.
And Reinhard Fortuyn lining up the conversion.
Yes, Reinhard Fortuyn, interestingly, played cricket and rugby for Marty's, as did the great Scout Berger.
Scott was talking about he had to make a decision either to go rugby or cricket.
I know his father wanted cricket.
If he knew about the IPL, he'd have done it.
So conversion has gone astray, but 7 points between the sides now.
Skaketi denied there. It's the patience from Dawson. He gets himself in the right body position. And getting a bit of help from Henkes van Veek.
Sorry, what's that?
Two props drive themselves over for the Cheetahs.
Cronier with the restart kick. Importantly, of course, that's a fifth try, rather a third try for the Cheetahs as they try and fight their way back into this game, and another try would give them a bonus point. That's come off the side of the boot a little bit.
Yeah, I guess no purchase for that. That's a good chase line from the Sharks and rewarded with territorial gain. We've seen how strong they driving maul. They've already scored 2 tries from it. I won't be wondering, I won't be guessing. I know they're going to go for the driving maul, yeah. Look at them disappoint me.
Should just mention, having talked about Scout Berger, by the way, that his father has got a book out at the moment, and it's highly recommended. It's called Just a Moment. Go and buy it.
Have you done the review?
I have, yes, yes. And written by an old friend of mine, Michael Flismus. And it was reviewed on Cover to Cover. Look out for Cover to Cover, reviewing sports books on Supersport. That's a lovely kick over the top, and try scored.
Patience shown by
Have you got a grounding?
Takia Abrams, and the Sharks
Okay. Time off.
Yeah, they're going to have a look, but that looked good to me.
Decision is try.
Yeah, it looked good.
Egan,
Listening, Stu.
on-field decision is try. Can you just confirm touch and goal and grounding, please?
Second bite of the chair for Takia Abrams. And the line belongs to him in the dead ball line. You could be on the outside of the field. As long as you touch the ball inside, you still be deemed to be a try scorer.
You can stick to your on-field decision.
Thank you.
So, understood the laws, and the Sharks get in. And again, it's good play from Marius Lowe out of all people. The former flanker showing a subtle skill, cross-kicking, and spotting that space. It's a good vision for him. And now, Lionel Currie will be converting.
So the try scorer, Takia Abrams, this is Lionel Currie. Schooled at Queen's College and has been all around the world playing rugby. That one's gone wide.
The red card has really shortchanged. It was actually Lionel Currie's vision. Who else? Knowing that they had the numbers. A shrunk defensive line from the Cheetahs, space at the back for Takia Abrams.
Here's Hanko Fenta.
You can't stand in front there.
Grant Williams at the base.
Stop here. Leave it, you two. Leave it. Leave
Currie.
it.
So 12 points between the sides now,
see
but
holding
still
on the ground.
13 minutes left. And although the Cheetahs are down a man, they haven't played that way.
Yeah, they've really fought hard in this one. And it's a forward pack, you have to give them credit in it. The reserves that they've come on from Van der Wees days and endorsing another try scorer haven't lit up.
Not straight.
Oh. Yeah, inside arm was a dead giveaway.
Henko.
And that's the first time they lose.
Scrum.
Yeah, very clearly not straight from Louis van der Westhuizen, who's from Namibia and actually played in the 2015 World Cup for them.
Change here for the Cheetahs.
Time back on.
Well, a very significant change. Robert
let's keep working on that
Iverson
gap.
playing his first game for the Cheetahs in 8 seasons.
As long
He's
as we're
been
not leaving too
overseas
much
playing
outside,
in
please.
France for Montpellier and Castres. And he tells me he landed back in South Africa 2 weeks ago, and this is his first game.
Straight from quarantine then.
Yeah, that's right. Lovely to see him back. Of course, a Blitzbock in his day. Currie. That's a super kick.
That's a brilliant kick. Keeps the wingers honest. Makes the full pack of the Sharks come here excited about competing in this lineup. It drives back that hard-working pack from the Cheetahs, having to find something special to get out of their own half again. It's great game management from Lionel.
Van der Westhuizen. Skaketi off the top. Fortain with the flat pass to Andy and Sealer. Oh, that's a big, big hit in midfield.
Side entry.
They literally lost 10 meters from great defense.
Side entry, 11 white.
It was Andison Zida who was denied. He ran into a cul-de-sac of Dylan Richardson's form. And then after that, it was the steal of Ward, who shuts down Robert Iverson.
It's his first touch of the ball. Bang! Welcome back to South Africa, Robert.
Didn't you miss a bit of physicality? Well, things haven't changed. The more they stay, more they're staying.
Time off, 6 black.
Amazing how that went viral, isn't it?
Have you got
Somebody
6
said,
already?
incidentally, that it was an old English saying,
Hold on,
or
time is
absolute
off.
rubbish, of course, because it's French. Plus ça change, plus c'est la même chose. But then it doesn't work.
Ah, yeah.
Time
There's
on.
no rhyme.
Or reason.
James Venter is on for Dylan Richardson.
Good day at the office for Dylan Richardson. Particularly good in the second half, I thought. The Sharks loosening it up straight away. I see that Dan Jurster is also on. Penalty.
Andy Ntila responds with a bit of his own way of administering medicine. Break here for Dan Jurster, showing no patience. Silla goes low and hard. And look at the work now. Getting over the ball. Cheetahs being the first man onto that breakdown. And they turn over the ball. Sharks retreat.
9 minutes left in the game.
56, kijk eens draai. Ja, is dit? 56? 56, ja, 56.
The call is 56.
Let's see what that means.
If Victor
5 and
Matfield
6.
was here, he'd tell us, wouldn't he?
5 and 6.
Yeah, well, he's taken by 5.
Got the advantage.
Victor Skakete
Number 18, Black, lifting
advising
the
Stuart
legs.
Barry.
Now it comes out to Smith. Blomekes is chasing this, and he's got it. Takes it up to the 10.
18, Black, lifting
The
the legs.
referee says
Not
not
on.
enough advantage back for the penalty.
Thank you.
Leon Herb's man penalised for lifting the leg
Lifting the
off
legs.
the jumper in that maul.
Henko, we've got to lift that discipline now for the last 10. Cool. I understand. It's an actual lifting of the leg, not a lifting the player.
Well, the Cheetahs have given a lot of penalties. That this one's compounded as the Sharks. With just 8 minutes left to go.
So now the Cheetahs will have a line-out on the Sharks 22. Still hunting that bonus point try.
Hold on. Oh, that's right. Thank you.
And they're 2 tries away from stealing the win.
Stay.
Skakete has been a real rock for them in the line-outs.
One stop. Hey,
And he's still having a conversation with the referee.
nothing. Thank you. Use it now. LaRue out.
Smith with the wraparound ball. Now it comes out from Fortain to Blomekes. Quickly available. The pick and go from Irbison. And Sela pops it out to Smith. Not the best of passes, but they're able to get as close as that to the 22. Now Van der Veste's a lovely little pop pass from him to Henkes van Veek.
Penalty advantage.
There's another penalty
16
advantage
in the way of
as
scrum
they
half.
go forward. He's missed his man, but he knew the penalty
Number
advantage was there.
16. Good energy from
Quick
the
ball.
Cheetahs. And they've had 2 penalties on the bounce against the Sharks, and they've really pushed the NT. And you can see there, Tian, man, hoping there will be someone on that wing, forgetting that there's only just 14 of them against 15.
So now the line out is on the 5.
Okay, cool.
Well, they averaged 37 points. So they're still in the mix, yeah. Although they'll be trailing by 1.
Skakete again. Oh, that ball went straight down. Yeah, ref saw it, but
Yeah,
Oh,
3
this-
penalties now in a row.
yeah, this is a yellow card by the looks of
Sorry,
it.
not blue. Yellow.
Yep, there it is, and it's gone against the captain.
Well, at least at the end will be 14 all till the end of the game, because he ain't seen. Might as well run to the shower.
Well, that could be very significant if the Cheetahs were to score now. 14 against 14 for the rest of the game.
Turns out a chance for the Cheetahs. And they've gone for that short man line-out, which they do in their attacking play. Not usual.
Got the advantage.
So the usual receptionist in the line-out.
Still got the advantage.
There's another penalty coming.
Ball's there. It's a free kick advantage for numbers.
Okay, so it's not a penalty advantage. Andy Atsila running into heavy traffic. And that is a penalty. Oh, he's gone straight to the pocket. I think this is another yellow card.
That's another cynical.
Could turn things around. That's funny. Van Heeren. Emil.
There it is. So it's now 14 against 13.
Who's captain now? Jeremy.
It's Jeremy Ward, of course, who is captain now.
We're not going very well. Okay, we've got 2 penalties, both cynical, both yellow cards. We've got to step it up.
Can I have a word?
Absolutely.
For the first time,
Just hold on.
and the first half
Time is
they
off,
gave
don't
6 penalties away, with only just 2 from the Cheetahs. And now they're on 13 penalties that they have given, and these ones have been costly because 2 of those penalties
Happy, Jeremy?
have resulted into 2 yellow cards.
Tian, you want the scrum?
Still a bit of time in that clock.
Scrum.
It's a great chance here for the Cheetahs. Though they have got a red card.
See a change at Loosehead now. Untutuko Mkunu is on the field for the Sharks.
Crouch!
So, 2 men down in the scrum, the Sharks. Tian Meyer leaving it for Andy Atsila. And that's a great little offload. And again, Robert Everson managing to keep the ball alive. Now the Cheetahs as close as that. Over the line, can he get it down? I think he can. The referee says it is held up. Yeah, was Junior Pokamela.
Cheetahs really making a fight of it in the last 5 minutes. Junior Pokamela thought he had something out.
I'll take a look.
He had a fly off in front of him, Lionel Currie does well to twist and turn him and get underneath and protect the try line, keeping the ball out.
Well, the clock stops with just under 4 minutes left. Can the Cheetahs do something extraordinary here?
It just gives another opportunity here to talk about those lower sort of amendments for the rugby champs. This situation, our scenario, you reward the defense of Lionel Currie for holding the player up, although you concede possession by kicking it out from your drop, from your own goal line, and that way it promotes a much more open play and counter-attacking. So if you wanted to know about the drop out, this is what it's for.
So 5-minute scrum for the Cheetahs.
Stay in 9.
Oh, and the Sharks pack has disintegrated. It's a penalty.
Can't play on because it's popped already. Can't play on because it's popped already. It's your own guy.
Call for the scrum again.
Scrum chosen.
I'll call for that scrum.
Just seeing who's joining the scrum. I see number 23, Murray Costa, is packing down on the flank.
Yeah, Morris Lowe, former position. Flank is the other.
What that means is that there is very little defence behind the scrum.
Crouch. Bind. 6.
Well, the Sharks giving as good as they get with the extra men. There's the offload to Nsila. Nsila heading towards the uprights.
Tackle, release.
Well, the ball is lying there. Nobody was showing any signs of wanting to play it. Junior Pokamela comes forward now. The clock is not on the Cheetahs' side here.
You want to go quick?
That's where you want to play.
Tap and go from Pokamela.
Tackler out!
Try here would be worth 2 points for the Cheetahs, one for the bonus point and one for finishing within 7. It's still alive. Good pick up there from Robert Everson, and he celebrates his return to the Cheetahs with a try. That's his first try in 8 seasons.
Now chasing back into this game is the Cheetahs. Robert Everson has come on and he has shown what we've been missing from 66 caps he's had for the Cheetahs. A bounce pass works wonders for the Cheetahs this time, and Everson finishes it off. You think, with just a minute to go, this conversion becomes vital because they won't need to convert to win it.
Now, the question will be, if this does go over, is there time to restart the game? So, lining it up is Reinhard Fortuyn.
I was meant to say all clear, Stu.
Sure, thanks.
Sorry.
I presumed.
Yeah, a quiet
And
executive.
it is not good. So the best the Cheetahs can manage from this game now is a draw. We've got just seconds left.
Well, on Wednesday night they did that against the Lions, although they're the ones who were on the lead by 44 points.
Well, there goes the hooter, but the referee says there is time to restart. Crucially, of course, the Sharks have to give away possession.
Yeah. They can't kick the ball out directly. We can't stop on that. So they have to create an opportunity to get their hands onto it.
Well, he's made it as hard as possible with that low kick. That's a lot of experience there from Lionel Crenier. Now, here go the Cheetahs. Can they take it up the other end and score?
Backwards!
To draw the game.
It's a knock-on only. It's a knock-on only. No.
Now the Sharks are doing their level best to stop that happening.
Shift black.
Now out from Fortuyn to Smith,
it was
who's
a knock-on advantage.
had a really good game for the Cheetahs. He gets the offload away back to Fortuyn, just short of the 22. This is really going to test the players' fitness. Blomekes. Nice carry there.
Up now.
Sharks still haven't managed to get their hands on the ball. Van der Westhuizen with the pop pass to the charging Henkes van Veek. Here's Smith straightening the line as he's done all afternoon.
Are you there?
Now Meyer, Fortuyn. Oh, he's got himself a little bit isolated. Yeah, penalty to the Sharks. And that will end a really game effort from the Cheetahs in this match.
At the end, it's the Sharks defense that holds up strong.
I can't remember which one it was.
That you have to feel for the efforts that the Cheetahs have put on. 43 minutes they conceded a red card from Jacques Potgieter, and they've really made a fight for it. They got themselves a bonus point, but it doesn't lift them off the cellar dweller space.
Well, if they had got the draw, it would have given them one more point, which would have been a total of 3. But as it is, they take 2 points out of this game for 4 tries and finishing within 7. The Sharks, for their part, have got the 5 points that they were hunting here, and that keeps them in touch with the Bulls. The Bulls have a 4-point lead at the top of the log. Of course, we've got another game kicking off in Cape Town in just a little while from now. So don't leave your screens, but that's it from Johnson Kings Park, where the Sharks, with 6 tries to 4, have beaten the Cheetahs by 38 points to 31.